What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Last Stop Sports Talk. Today's Sunday, March 28th, 2026. And here on this episode 109, I'm with Kean Kropp and Carson Kropp. I'm Cody Kropp. We got another Draft Brothers episode coming at you. This is our O-lineman episode. We've kind of taken guards and tackles. We've watched them all and just ranked our overall offensive linemen.
We will mention where we think they will play in the NFL, where they should play.
Absolutely. So, we got our consensus coming up here. We're going to start it. We're going to do our top 8, starting with 8 here. We got Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon, 6'4", 314 pounds with 33 and 5/8 inch arms. In 2025, he played 15 games. He had 88.1 pass blocking grade, 85.8 run blocking grade, 5 pressures allowed, 1 sack allowed, and 1 penalty. Kean had him 8, I had him 8, and Carson had him 9.
Yeah, so he is an offensive lineman who is heavy on his feet with pros and cons to that. And we're going to talk about, I'm going to mention at least as we go through these, who's like light on their feet, heavy on their feet. If you watch the film, you actually understand what that means. The pro to that is that he plants and churns forward once he's locked onto a defender's pads and he plays through the whistle. The con to that is that defenders with quicker block shedding moves can get a step ahead of him, leaving him guessing, lunging, reaching to try to stay in front of them. So in the run game, this guy is a snow shovel, pushing that snow backward until it's completely off the driveway. In pass pro, he's trying to use that snow shovel too, but the driveway's icy and he's got Crocs on. So he's a fighter. He plays with great energy, but can he play under control consistently is what I'm most concerned about.
Yeah, I agree with you. And quickness-wise, kind of just average, not really much of a punch, kind of like you said, but he recovers pretty well. But, yeah, I agree with what you said.
He will be a guard, yeah. He played guard in college, and he will stay at guard in the NFL.
To me, it looked like it's a guy that would excel in a run-first offense because he's much better as a run blocker than he is trying to counter pass rush moves because he doesn't really have much lateral ability with that big body and heavy set feet. And then also, I just think that with that size, I'd like him to be a little more aggressive. At the line, he seems like he has a little slow get-off. His punch isn't really that aggressive. And also, I think that lateral ability is going to limit him if he doesn't get his hands in quick. So, but in the pass game, I thought that one of his biggest pros was he was great at recognizing twists and pass rush stunts. And he seems to be a future smart and reliable piece of an offensive line that's going to gel well with anybody.
Oh, yeah, I think he's one of the best guards in this class. And a lot of the guys that we have ranked ahead of him here are going to likely play tackle, at least get a shot at tackle. This guy, as we said, is a guard, but he's definitely one of the best in the class. So he deserves a ranking as high as this.
One of the guys I actually have a somewhat comp for, too.
Okay.
Nice.
And that comp, I said his play style is very similar to a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
Very heavy, not very lateral, but once he plants, you're not moving him.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
100%. Number 7, we got Caden Proctor from Alabama, 6'7", 352 pounds with 33 and 3/8 inch arms. In 2025, he played 15 games. He had an 84.2 pass blocking grade, 81.1 run blocking grade, 21 pressures allowed, 2 sacks allowed, and 2 penalties.
So he played all left tackle.
All left tackle. Kean had him 7, Carson had him 7, and I had him 6. Caden Proctor is a great and hard to find combo of size and length. Just a massive, big man. He's a man out there among boys at that left tackle position. He really excels most as like a downhill bulldozer. Like he gets downhill and just plows over anyone in his way. And when he has his anchor set against like power rushes, notice how I said when he has his anchor set, is when he excels at that. Also, very strong upper body, but I don't really like his punching ability. I think it's just not there where it should be yet, and that kind of will let the defender get right up into his face instead of keeping him off of him to tie him up. And sometimes I think, as far as negative-wise, I think he can almost look – I didn't know how to describe it, so hang with me here. He almost looked a little, like, lost or cautious, like, until the defender gets to him. Like, it's kind of like he's hunting for space and doesn't know whether to, like, punch and get him off, or that's how he ends up.
Yeah, like, who's going to make the first move?
Yeah, pretty much. It kind of looks like the loss doesn't really look confident. I'm sure he is, but that's just his play style. So I don't know. This is what it looked like to me. And he just doesn't have the speed to stay in front of guys that are going to be rushing deep, like from around the edges. In my opinion, I think that kind of you can get by him if you get deep. And his quick short area moves, I think, I just don't think he's there for quickness, I guess. But I think this is one guy that I think he'll excel at guard.
Yeah, this guy has mass. Like,
Yeah.
they're 352 pounds. Rumors are that he slimmed down about 20-plus pounds to get to this from his playing weight.
Yeah.
So he was playing around, like, over 370 pounds,
Yeah.
basically. And I think he just wanted to run faster, prove that he could get down to that, prove that he didn't have weight concerns. If he can stay at 350, I was impressed with if he was actually playing at 370 in game and he moved like that laterally, I think it was solid for his size. Like,
For his
obviously,
size, yeah.
for his size. I know that, like, the NFL doesn't go, it doesn't work like that. You have to be a good athlete regardless of your size. But if he can stay at 350, I would imagine that he's probably better mover laterally now than he was during the season. So if he can stay at 350, I'd be willing to try him at tackle. If he can stay at that weight.
Sure, yeah.
But if he's actually going to get back up to 370 and play at that weight, I agree with Cody. I think a move to guard would be inevitable because good mover for his size, but not great enough to wave off concerns altogether. His shuffling step slides, it wasn't fast enough. And whenever you get to play against guys like a Will McDonald or somebody really quick off the edge, Jared Verse or somebody, it could be a problem. I love how in the run game, though, he is really able to be just a bully.
Yeah.
He imposes his will in the run game or at the end of a pass pro rep. He can make some defenders look like absolute rag dolls whenever that whistle blows, and you just get looking like a fool. Yeah, the biggest question in his game really is the weight. Can he play at that weight, and can he stay at tackle is a huge question that I think everybody's talking about. Because this guy was talking about maybe he was going to be the number one pick in the draft coming into the season.
Yeah.
He was ranked very highly. He struggled a little bit at Alabama. Playing left tackle this year. And those concerns definitely showed up in film.
I said the same thing. I said that he may need to cut some weight to keep up with quick edges or just transition to being an absolutely giant guard. And I also agree with Cody. I don't like how he lets guys come into him too much. And I think that because of that, he seems to be getting punched too much rather than doing the punching. And I think at his size, he just needs to trust himself and just hit somebody because he's so big. I don't know. I don't like how he lets guys get too close to him. It's kind of like boxing, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you have the shorter arms, you have to come up inside somebody and get
It's fantastic.
you have to come up inside him and like get in there so they can't use their length on you.
Right.
He has the length, so he needs to use it. He needs to punch him before they can get into him.
Yep.
And that's why the arm length is always the thing that they talk about, especially with offensive tackles. They want that 33-inch arm is like what they really look for. It's because you want to keep the guys off your pads. Like you want to be able to control the rep.
Yeah.
And with his size, it's like you should be able to do that. Why aren't you doing that consistently? It's like he plays passive, like you guys said. And I also, just another thing that's kind of a negative, I think, for his case to stay at offensive tackle, he doesn't have that big, powerful leg kick back to start the pass pro rep. Where like some guys just power off the ball right off the snap, a really nice kick back to start their rep, and he just doesn't have that. So that's really concerning.
Yep. Number 6, we have Caleb Lomu from Utah, 6'6", 313 pounds, with that 33 3/8-inch arms. In 2025, he played 12 games. He had 82.1 pass blocking grade, a 62.0 run blocking grade, 8 pressures allowed, 0 sacks allowed, and 4 penalties.
He played left tackle.
Left tackle. Kean had him 5, I had him 7, and Carson had him 6.
Yeah. Ground beef. Start off the
Lomu.
It's a low move, baby. It's ground beef. He's an offensive tackle who's an excellent hands fighter, is what I saw. He takes swinging arms and swipes them down or shoves them back, killing the defender's momentum. He seems all around agile and pretty light on his feet. He's not an aggressive or super fast power rusher or power pusher in the run game, I would say, but he's still decent. 62.0 run blocking grade in 2025 is not fantastic, though, and I think you can see that on film. In pass pro, I think he's fantastic, though. This guy absorbs well whatever's thrown at him. He's like a shock absorber, and I think he has really good potential and athleticism to stay at offensive tackle in the league. So what do you guys think about ground beef?
Very quick all around, super quick hands, super quick feet, great acceleration, and those quick hands give him great handwork, and I think his hands are so quick that it's unpredictable, and people don't even see it come before they know they're getting chopped and they're on the ground, and it's just too quick to react. And then I think at times he's so quick that he gets a little bit out of control.
100%.
Because his feet and his hands moving so fast that the guy can like cross him up and then he's just done. And then also, like you said, not the strongest. And if there is a weak point in pass pro, it's just going to be those super strong bull rushers that just come right at him and blast him.
Yeah, this guy's really exciting to me because like the frame is there, body size is there, arm length is there, but he's so fresh into this. He's only got 2 years starting under his belt, and like you see it all. So yeah, we need to see a little bit more muscle. We need to see a little bit more control. We just need some good coaching, and that's what makes him so exciting with such a big upside. I'm a pretty big fan of this guy just because of that reason.
Yeah, completely agree.
This guy loves to chop.
Oh yeah,
Loves
Chop
to
hands.
chop.
He turns the
Oh my
defenders
gosh.
into ground beef.
Yeah, he does.
baby.
Yeah.
The butcher.
Yeah. Number 5, we got Max Ionicher from Arizona State, 6'6", 321 pounds with 33 and 7/8" arms. 2025 season, he played 12 games. He had a 78.3 pass block grade, 66.8 run block grade, and 14 pressures allowed, 0 sacks allowed, and 8 penalties.
He played all right tackle.
Kean had him 4, I had him 9, and Carson had him 5.
This is an offensive tackle in my mind. I want this guy to stay at offensive tackle. He's got some great twitchy movements. He honestly kind of reminds me of Marcus Bowe in last year's draft. I talked to you guys a little bit about him, but he's doing this with amazing size. Marcus Bowe last year was 2 inches shorter, 18 pounds lighter, and with 1 7/8 inch shorter arms than the Ionicher. Quick lateral agility while staying on his toes and being ready to move any direction. He seems more hesitant in the run game, where his choppy steps don't allow him to travel too far upfield in front of the ball carrier. But in pass pro, his lower body is ready to adjust to pressure coming from any angle, and his upper body locks onto the defender without much nonsense. I really like Max Ionicher, and I think he's got some good potential, especially just staying at tackle.
Yeah, this guy seems right up your alley of guys you like, the super athletic, twitchy, fast guys. But it makes sense. I mean, everything's there, like you said. His feet are there. He's an ex-high school basketball star, and so it's carried over into this position. It's clear to see immediately once you start watching him. Yeah, I like the way he combo blocked. I like how twitchy he is for how big he is, and just really good range, like to be all over the field. But I think he could use a little pass protection work, but obviously that's kind of how some of these guys are that play like this. And I don't really like how upright he plays too. I think it's a little too upright for the NFL, but that can be worked on.
Yeah, you could have a problem with power.
Yeah,
that could be a fear.
Yeah, I love this guy as well. The athleticism just pops on the film. He's one of the best tackles at mirroring the defender in this class with those insanely fast and choppy feet. His potential's through the roof because of that. And I think if there's a weak point, it's that he just struggles with technique, and he needs to work on his punch, his latch, and he needs to be able to sustain a block, because right now it's like he punches and redirects or deflects rather than like controlling the guy. And that leads me to my first comp of the day.
All right.
Here we
And
go.
it's a Kean comp. Right, let's go. This guy is like a bouncy house or the big balls on Wipeout. It just bounces you away, but I want him to be more like a foam pit that like absorbs you, and it's like super hard to get out of. You're like climbing, it's just like the foam pit will not let you go. Big balls, it needs to be more foam pit.
I love it. I love
great.
that. I saw a video of him. He just had his pro day recently, and Vrabel was there.
Oh.
They had the Patriots there, and he was
man.
working with him. And I saw a clip of Vrabel. They were in each other's pads, like they were like gripping his shirt, and he was giving him technique pointers. So that'd be awesome. If he could
Be a
make
great
it to
fit.
if he could make it to
Yeah.
New England, that'd be sweet.
Number 4, we got Spencer Fano from Utah, 6'5.5", 311 pounds with 32 and 1/8" arms. In 2025, he played 12 games. He had an 81.5 pass block grade, 79.9 run block grade, 5 pressures allowed, 0 sacks allowed, and 5 penalties.
This guy started one extra year than Caleb Lomu. So the first year that he started, he was left tackle. Caleb Lomu came in, started playing left tackle. Fano moved to the right side. Has been on the right side the past 2 years.
Boom. Kean had him 6, Carson had him 4, and I had him as my number 1 this year.
And you're not alone. There's a lot of analysts that are saying this.
Gotcha. He's just very athletic. I like the experience that he has, and he's just a well-balanced player who's able to set his anchor, but he also has the ability to keep his feet chopping and just play through the whistle. That's one of the favorite things of a lot of people, honestly, is like, does this guy have that mentality, as a good lineman should, to absolutely drive someone through the ground all the way through the whistle, and this guy does. Very strong finisher. He excels in pulling and climbing using his quickness. And I just think as far as something he needs to work on, I'd like him to keep his pad level a little bit lower and maybe put on a little bit of strength in the NFL to help those big punches coming from NFL guys. But yeah, I really love how this guy plays.
Yeah, this he's definitely very athletic, and I guess if there's a weak point, I'd say that it's obviously his arms at only 32 and 1/8 inch, and I think that he struggles to get into pads sometimes because of that. But once he's in the defender's pads, he's good from there. It's just getting into the pads. And he's fast. He has speed to get to the edge, but as he's getting there, sometimes it seems like he's almost off balance or unconfident when he gets out there. And I think that's because his feet are fast through like big, fast steps rather than fast and choppy steps like Max Yonicher that we just talked about. And I think that this guy is similar to Will Campbell in the aspect that he's good at tackle and he's great at tackle right now. But I think coming to the NFL with these shorter arms and the less choppy steps, it may give him trouble, and he may have to move into guard to be at his best. But I'm certainly okay with teams giving him a chance at tackle.
Yes, I want him to have a chance at tackle. I moved him down lower because I think that I'd feel a lot safer. I think he'd be a fantastic guard. Like
Pulling guard.
Yes,
Yeah.
he'd be amazing.
Or any guard.
Dude is a bully in the run game, pile driving defenders to the ground whenever he can with a fast forward-leaning drive. He had the second fastest 40-yard dash in this class at 4.91 seconds. Not that matters too much with the fat guys.
But it's cool.
It's cool. Yeah, you can run fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw as he's laterally sliding out in his past pro reps, I saw there are some times where defenders are trying to race around him, and he sometimes almost has to like turn his hips and run with the defender to try to cut him off, and that really kind of concerned me. But he is an amazing athlete, and I didn't see enough of that to concern me that much, but it was just something that I saw. And yeah, the strength is definitely a little bit more lacking, and the arm length concerns do show up. So like I said, I would give him a try at tackle because I think that he has the athletic capabilities to get there and to be a great tackle in the NFL, but I really feel awesome about him at guard because the athletic ability is crazy, and it really shows up in that run game.
Sure does. Number 3, we got Vega Ioane from Penn State, 6'4", 320 pounds, with 32 3/4-inch arms. In 2025, he played 11 games. He had an 87.0 pass block grade, a 78.6 run block grade, 4 pressures allowed, 0 sacks allowed, and 1 penalty.
Yeah, Vega Ioane played. I was not ready. That's my bad. He played mostly
Guard.
left guard and a little right guard. Yeah.
Kean had him 3, I had him 4, and Carson had him 3 as well.
Yeah, this guy's a do-it-all guard. He's great at countering hand moves in the pass game. He can set the anchor. He can clear the hole for the run game. He can be an effective pulling guard. Whatever you want him to do, he can do it, and he can do it well. And he was a part of the reason that Penn State's running game was so effective, and they made 2 running backs look excellent. Now, if there's a weakness, it's that he struggles to move to the next block in combo blocking. And once he's focused on one guy, he doesn't really stray much, and I think that this may cause troubles and twists and stunts in the NFL. But overall, this guy can do it all, and he makes his job look easy.
Yeah, I really like how he can use his his hands and his core to like just leverage people and gain that leverage. It's really impressive and works really well. Just has overall good balance and posture. Like he can just stay upright. He's not going to be pushed side to side by rushers or anything like that. And yeah, just with that core strength, he can just completely lock up and stall rushers like quick.
Yeah, this guy, in my opinion, is the best guard in the draft. This guy is awesome. He is the definition of a mauler. You guys mentioned his hand usage. He's a menace with his hands. How many shoves, rips, punches he swipes away. He holds his ground with a great anchor and pass pro. He's not the most laterally agile, which I think is that's why he plays guard. But his upper body strength prevents defenders from really releasing from his grasp and getting around him. His upper body strength really does show up in that run game as well. He can bounce defenders off his chest and out of his way like he's doing a bench press. This guy is the real deal, and I think he's going to make an NFL team very happy.
100%. Number 2, we have Monroe Freeling from Georgia, 6'7", 315 pounds, with 34 and 3/4 inch arms. In 2025, he played 14 games. He had an 86.1 pass block grade, 61.7 run block grade, 8 pressures allowed, 2 sacks allowed, and 2 penalties.
He played mostly left tackle and a little bit of right tackle.
Kean had him 2, I had him 3, and Carson had him 2.
This guy's frame is pretty close to, if you could write down on a piece of paper what you want out of a tackle.
Yeah.
This is almost about as close as
Man.
you can get to it. Amazing length for a tackle that pairs well with his quick feet and amazing quickness jumping from block to block. Insane athleticism for his size. His length can get him to play too upright, though, at times, and therefore get beat by strength or a quick change of direction. But his size and athleticism give him huge upside. But currently, lack of technique and experience are limiting him.
Yeah, I think, but the burst off the ball is what really suckered me in, man. I love big guys who can move, and this guy, right off the snap, he really has that jolty first step back. I think he has the best anchor in the class too in pass pro. Maybe you guys disagree with me, but this guy's anchor really surprised me. Very tough to move him backwards. He shows off some speed in the run game too. 4.93 40-yard dash, another fat guy moving fast. I think sometimes Carson said with the length playing upright, I think he can get kind of reachy out over his skis sometimes with how little ground he allows the defenders both in pass pro and the run game. Sometimes he just gets reaching out and gets impatient.
Yeah.
So I think there's real potential here. There are still concerns, but I keep seeing this guy rising in mock drafts to like be taken at number 6 overall or something, and I'm kind of starting to see why. I see like this is as Carson said, this is the offensive line coach's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super high ceiling just because of all that, and I like how well he can like move down the field and block down the field. He looks whenever he gets an open space blocking like that down the field, he looks like a big tight end.
Yeah,
just running down the field. How smooth and fluid he is. But like you said about the anchor, I do like his anchor. I think it's very impressive. He's able to set his base nice
with
and
that
wide.
Height too.
Man, it's just solid. But I wouldn't mind seeing a little more mass get on him too. That would be helpful to him. So yeah, I love his anchor to. Like especially after that initial punch from the defender coming in, but to me that's concerning against like NFL guys because whenever he sets it like that, his feet really stall. Like I mean, his anchor's it's anchored. So if you get these NFL edge defenders or edge rushers coming in and hit him with another move or like able to stall him up like that because it's the NFL, guys are the best of the best and they could just hit him and just cook him around the edge. But so we'll see. But yeah, this guy massive upside. He's really exciting.
There's sometimes where his upper body, he tries to get his upper body places where his lower body is not going to get to. Like what I mean by whenever he reaches, like his upper body's leaning one way and it's like he doesn't have the quick enough feet to get himself under and stabilized before the guys start pushing on him. That's where you can run. That's
one thing I saw too is probably because of that. I just thought whenever he's reaching like that, sometimes it would work, but sometimes his hands just looked like just where he put his hands was inconsistent. Yeah. You know, it was just got really reachy and really threw him off. But
you have there are concerns here, but yeah, we all definitely see the potential.
Yeah, 35-inch arms almost. Yeah. Massive. All right, our number 1 consensus ranked is Francis Mauigoa from Miami, 6'5.5", 329 pounds with 33.25-inch arms. In 2025, he played 16 games. He had an 87 pass block grade, 77.1 run block grade, 15 pressures allowed, 2 sacks allowed, and 7 penalties.
This guy played right tackle.
I had him 2, Carson had him 1, and Kean also had him 1.
Yeah, Cody mentioned how with Freeling, he's a very more narrow guy. Mauigoa is thick. Yeah. This guy's muscular too, evenly, all throughout his entire body. When he gets into the defender's pads, he controls that rep. And I love to see that from my offensive tackle. It just basically all the craziness that a defender is doing and coming at him with, he just shuts it down. It's like putting a wet blanket over a fire. He's got the core strength to twist and power the defender whichever way he wants. It reminds me of an angry bull who can hook someone or something with his horn and plow forward or into the ground. He's almost always under control with no panic or oh shit moments. My only worry is if he has the quickness and lateral agility to wall off the faster edges in the NFL. He showed enough quickness and lateral agility in college, but these abilities of his, the quickness and lateral agility, weren't flashy, and he was rarely tested like he's going to be tested in the NFL. But it's kind of helpful for him. He had to face off against guys we're going to talk about next week, Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, two of the best edge rushers in the country, like every day in practice. So I think that was great competition for him. But I wonder, do you guys think he is a tackle?
I do think he's a tackle. I think his feet are quick and choppy enough, and I think that all around I'll say this: if he's gonna get beat, it's gonna be because he can't get into the pads soon enough, and he doesn't have quite enough quickness to get out there. But if he can get into your pads early enough, then you're done, and he's not letting go. But I think that he's well prepared for defensive line stunts and moves, like any kind of hand attack. He's ready for it. Spin, swim, bull rush, whatever. He's prepared. And I also just love how high energy the guy is. He's sprinting downfield after the running back gets past him to go try to lay another block for his team. And I love to see that. So I think that he can stay at tackle as long as defenders don't start like learning how to take advantage of him, and he can't counter that. So definitely try him at tackle right now. But if not tackle, then he's going to make a hell of a guard.
Oh, yeah.
Completely agree with you. I think with the combination of his experience and just his play style like that and his just overall football IQ, I think that he used that football IQ a lot to help him be incredibly successful at tackle. And I'd trust that and definitely give it a shot. But yeah, if not, I'd love this guy at guard. Yeah. He'd be locked down.
This guy's my second comp of the day.
Cool.
Oh, here we go.
It's a Kian comp again. He is a burdick burr, which are those little Velcro balls.
Oh, those little
stuck to your
buggers.
legs. So you go into the woods or field knowing that they're there, and you can try to avoid them. But if you don't have a plan in place before you go in, they latch on and they do not let go. Once they're on you, you're done.
Yeah. You're right. Those little buggers.
That is Francis Maui Noah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
All right, special shout-outs.
Yeah, I'll shout one out because it was a guy who he was ranked down on my offensive lineman number 11, but I really liked him, and I just had him down that low because he's a guard and he's going to play center in the NFL. But I really like Connor Lew out of Auburn. He's 6'3.5", 310 pounds, 32 and 3/8 inch arms. He played center, all center at Auburn. He's a true junior. Came out as a true junior. He just tore his ACL in October of 2025, so he started since he was a true freshman at Auburn. But he's coming into the draft now. He's probably going to get drafted in like the first 3 rounds, and I kind of really see it, man. This guy's fun. He's an offensive lineman who plays on his toes with a forward lean. He's always ready to move any direction. In the run game, he's not very hard charging or attacking defenders, but this guy is so strategic in who and where he blocks to clear up some lanes. Very high IQ player. Even without explosive power or quickness, he does make moving defenders look easy with a consistent forward drive. And in pass pro, his pad level stays low with a wide and sturdy base. He controls the rep. I love that. Again, looks calm, has a strong grip. Shows off a good anchor. It's clear why he has declared for the NFL draft after his true junior season, even though he just tore his ACL. What do you guys think about Connor Lew?
Yeah, I love this guy. I almost comped him to Jason Kelsey because of the way of he's so good at getting to the second level and taking away a linebacker.
He's so smart.
Yeah, definitely the best in the class. It's like he can feel the running back on him just in time to dump the first guy and get to the second level, take out a linebacker, and then a big run happens because of that. He's incredible at that, and I think that that's going to translate directly to the NFL, and he's going to be best friends with his running back on his team.
Yeah, he's like Zach Frazier plus.
Yeah.
Like he kind of plays the same type of way. I don't have much to add because I agree with you guys. But yeah, just very fluid overall. Just so smart, strong hands, and just that good, tough center mentality. Because you got to have a different mentality at center. But yeah, I'm a big fan of him too.
Yeah, you have to have you gotta like batten down your hatches. You're
getting rocked.
You're getting rocked.
Every time.
And yes, and yeah. As soon
you
as you snap that ball, you gotta you hike the piss out of the ball.
Yeah.
This guy's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to shout out Blake Miller because I had him up at my 5. This is just a guy that I don't know how to say it, but I just hope he has success in the league because he's just your typical offensive, like tough offensive lineman that just works incredibly hard. But yeah, he's got that big frame, long arms.
6'7", 317, 34 and a quarter inch arms.
Yeah, so massive frame. Just very impressive athleticism, and his toughness. He started all 54 career games in college. Just impressive.
3,762 total snaps.
Just an absolute Iron Man. So just he's got that offensive lineman mentality also. That like he just wants to pancake someone every single play. He's gonna find someone to just absolutely pile drive into the ground, and I love that. Even if it means running 10 yards with him downfield and sending them into the ground. I like his feet. They're very quick, especially for his big build. I was really impressed with his lateral quickness. It was incredibly impressive. He's smooth off of combo blocks. As far as stuff I want to see him work on to get better in the league, I'd like to see him get his pad level a little bit lower. I know he's tall, but I think he just plays a little bit too upright, and it's pretty obvious that can bite him against, especially these faster, bigger rushers in the NFL. And I just like to see him get a little more control of his hands, how he's using them, where he's placing them. And, and as far as anything else, I don't really know. What do you guys think?
Couldn't agree with you more. I had the same two knocks on him. He plays too upright and gets off balance, and then his hands are just inconsistent. If he hits you, he's good to go, but his hands just miss too much for me, and he gets swam around or driven backwards into the pocket. But this guy does have that dreamy tackle build and athleticism. I recognize his quickness right away. Super fast for his size, super fast off the line, big kick step, works into the second level even, kind of like Connor Liu does, like Keaton just talked about. And I love him for that, but right now just his hands and his uprightness are just too inconsistent for me, but I can definitely see the upside on this guy.
Yeah, the upright is really what scares me. I'm ranked down pretty low. I think he's a tackle. His lateral ability is fantastic, but this guy really struggles with power right now, and I could just see Jared Verse bowling him over.
Yeah.
There are times where he's pretty late to drop the anchor. Pretty slender build, much like a Monroe Freeling, but I think Monroe Freeling right now just has more strength than Blake Miller. And this guy has all the experience. And I think he knows what he needs to do, but there are times where just the more powerful rushers get into his pads and shove him back into the pocket. It's not that they're getting around him, it's that they're cramming the pocket on the quarterback sometimes. And I have fears. But I think that this guy should stay at tackle, and I would be willing to give him a shot. But I don't know. The power thing really scares me.
Yeah, sure. Oh, it makes sense.
I'm going to shout out my number 8 offensive lineman, and that's the ginger mullet man.
Yeah.
Jennings Dunker out of Iowa. 6'5", 319, 33.5-inch arms. Kean can fact check me on this, but I think he has experience at both tackle positions, and he's played guard a little bit. And overall, I think he's a prime candidate that is a tackle that needs to convert to guard.
Yeah.
And I think he has 5-position versatility across the full offensive line. I think he could play left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle, anywhere on the line in a pinch if the NFL team needs him to. But I think he's going to be a great guard in the NFL. Heavy legs, aggressive offensive line. He excels in the run game where he can use that aggression and flatten guys and throw guys to the side. But he can oftentimes get pushed into the pocket with various moves from rushers. And that's why I want him to move into guard, because those heavy legs just aren't quite quick enough to always be choppy and be ready for those edge rusher moves. But at guard, he can use those heavy legs to set the anchor and bully some defenders.
Yeah, dude is a bulldozer in the run game. Not the fastest, but he's constantly churning forward. He lacks the power off the rip to jam the defender backwards, but his strength and endurance. He's a marathoner, not a sprinter. They really just show as the play just continues to run. I think that if he doesn't make it in the NFL after a lot of years, I think that maybe a WWE future is in store for this guy. This guy, the luscious red mullet, the great energy. He finishes off run plays by driving all 319 pounds of himself on top of the defender, and it's hilarious. And I agree with you. The move to guard is definitely going to suit him better, and I think that all analysts are seeing that right now. He's basically listed as a guard everywhere.
Yeah, I agree with you. The main thing that drove me away from him a little bit is just that speed that you guys talked about, and just kind of lacking a little bit of that initial power, but that's about it. Other than that, I mean, how can you not love this guy's freaking face and hair and mustache? Man, he's got it all. So that wraps this episode up, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We got more to come. Next one you'll see is our linebackers, so stay tuned for that one. Thank you guys again, and we'll catch you on the next one.